Introduction: the abyss between desire and fact. Look at where you are sitting right now. Observe your current reality, your bank balance, your health, your relationships exactly as they are today. They have weight, don't they? They seem immovable. Now close your eyes for a second. Visualize that desire burning in your chest. Total financial freedom, vibrant health, and deep peace of mind. Upon opening your eyes, you feel the shock. Between your present self and your future self, there seems to be a gigantic abyss, a canyon of time, difficulties, and lack of resources. Traditional logic, the one that has guided you for the last 40 years, tells you that to cross that abyss, you need to build a bridge brick by brick now. It tells you it requires suffering and effort. It tells you that the future is a distant place that you might reach only when you are old. But that logic is a Newtonian trap. It is the old formula of results, JARS, effort plus time. If you continue using that formula at your age, you will end up exhausted because you no longer have infinite time. You no longer have energy to waste pushing rocks uphill. I have news that defies your senses, but that your soul recognizes as truth. The abyss does not exist. The distance between your desire and the accomplished fact is not measured in miles or years. It is a matter of frequency. You are simply on a different tuning in this world today. Quantum physics teaches us that the future is not a time you go to. It is a wave of possibility that already exists here and now, simply on a dial that you have not yet tuned. Your successful self and your healthy self are sharing the same space with you at this very instant, waiting for you to have the correct universal Wi-Fi password. This book is not a collection of vague hopes. It is a manual of quantum engineering. We are not going to make wishes upon a star. We are going to apply 8 precise steps to adjust your vibration. We are going to stop chasing the future to start collapsing it into the present. If you follow these steps, you will stop being someone who waits. You will stop being someone who hopes for good things to happen and become someone who inevitably attracts them. The bridge is not built with cement. It is built with consciousness. Are you ready to stop staring at the abyss and start walking over it? The engineering begins now. Your reality is waiting for your new frequency today. Step 1. The awakened observer, breaking the hypnosis. It is 7 in the morning. The alarm rings. You open your eyes. At that precise moment before your foot even touches the floor, something fascinating and terrifying occurs at a neurological level. Your brain, like a computer restarting, begins to load the operating system. But it does not load a new system. It loads yesterday's backup today. It remembers your name, your age, and your profession. It remembers where you live, and most importantly, it remembers your problems. It remembers that your back hurts, that you are fighting with your partner, and that you have debts. In a matter of seconds, you have downloaded your entire past identity and put it on like a heavy old coat now. You get up. You make the same coffee in the same mug. You shower with the same soap, washing in the same order. You dress in the same style and drive to work via the same route. You get angry at the same traffic. You have the same thoughts you had yesterday. And at night you go to bed, hoping your life will change in this world today. I must tell you with necessary brutality, your life cannot change because you are not living. You are memorizing. You are trapped in a time loop. You are a sleepwalker walking through your own existence, reacting automatically to the world, believing you are making free choices when you are only executing programs installed decades ago. Welcome to step 1. Before we can build the future of your dreams, we must wake up the one who is going to live in it. We have to break the hypnosis. We have to activate the observer. We must shift from being the program machine to being the conscious architect of every moment, starting with the very first second of your day today. The biological robot, the tyranny of the 95%. To understand why it has been so hard to change, let's set aside mysticism and talk about pure biology. The human brain is a machine designed for efficiency. Thinking consumes a lot of energy. Being conscious and attentive burns a lot of glucose. To save energy, the brain automates everything it can to ensure your survival today. When you learned to drive, you had to think about everything. You were 100% present. Today, you can drive home while thinking about the grocery list and arrive without knowing how you did it. Your brain automated the driving and moved it to the subconscious. Neurologists estimate that from age 35, 95% of who we are is automated now. 95% of who we are is a set of memorized behaviors, emotional reactions, and automatic beliefs. Only 5% of your day is creative consciousness. The rest is a biological robot executing a script. This means that of every 100 thoughts you have today, 95 are repetitions of the past. If thoughts create reality, your future will be identical. You want health, but you think about illness. You want money, but you think about lack. The biological robot does not know how to create. It only knows how to repeat. It seeks the familiar, even if the familiar is painful. For the primitive brain, the unknown is dangerous. The known, even if it is hell, is safe because you survived it today. Breaking the hypnosis means daring to step out of the known. It means turning off the autopilot, grabbing the steering wheel with both hands and saying, "Today, I will not react as I always do. Today, I will choose who I am." It is the moment you reclaim your power from the machine and start directing your own biological energy now. 2. The physics of attention, the observer effect. This is where quantum physics gives us the most powerful tool in the universe. Let's talk about the double-slit experiment. The conclusion changed our understanding of reality forever. Physicists discovered that subatomic particles behave differently depending on whether someone is looking at them or not in this physical dimension. When not observed, particles act as waves, infinite possibilities. When observed, they act as matter, solid things with a fixed location. This is called the observer effect. The act of observing is not passive. It creates reality. Energy collapses into matter wherever you place your attention. This is your hidden creative power today. Apply this to your daily life. Your life is a field of infinite quantum possibilities. You could be rich, poor, healthy, or sick. All those options exist right now in potential. But where do you put your attention every morning? You wake up and focus on your back pain. Snap! You collapse the wave into back pain and make it real now. You put your attention on your debts. Snap! You collapse the wave into scarcity. You are a quantum observer, but you are a lazy one. You always observe the same things. Therefore, you always collapse the same reality. You keep your world stuck with the glue of your attention. To change your life, you must withdraw that attention today. You must start observing a reality that does not yet exist in the physical plane. You have to observe health while the body hurts and wealth while seeing a zero balance. This is mastery. This is what the initiates do. They stop being reporters of their reality and become creators. They see what they want to tell the world today. 3. The addiction to being you. This sounds easy in theory. I just have to think differently. But if it were easy, everyone would be happy. Why is it so hard to change the focus of attention? Because you are an addict. I don't mean illegal substances. I mean an endogenous biochemical addiction. Every time you have a thought, your brain sends a chemical signal now. If you have a thought of rage, the brain says, "We are angry," and the body releases stress chemicals, adrenaline and cortisol. You feel the heat in your face and the tension in your fists. That sensation is powerful. It makes you feel alive, even if it's a miserable life. Over time, your cells develop receptors for those chemicals today. Your cells become addicted to the cortisol of worry or the adrenaline of drama. Then one day you decide, "I'm going to be positive." You stop thinking about problems. What happens? Your body does not receive its daily dose of cortisol. It enters withdrawal. The body starts screaming at the brain, "Where is my drug? Give me suffering." The body sends anxious thoughts to the mind to provoke the chemical reaction. You feel an inexplicable restlessness. Finally, you give in. You find an excuse to fight or watch bad news. Boom! The cortisol returns. The body sighs in relief. I'm back to being me. I'm back to feeling bad, which is how I know how to feel in this life. Breaking the hypnosis is a detoxification. You must be prepared for the discomfort. When you try to change, your body will rebel. It will tell you it's impossible or too hard. That isn't the truth. It is the addict asking for a dose. The awakened observer looks at the body and says, "I see you, but today I am the one in charge now." EV, metacognition, turning on the flashlight. How do we wake up the observer? Through a unique human capacity called metacognition. It is the ability to think about what we are thinking. Try it right now. What are you thinking? Perhaps you think, "This is interesting." Now ask yourself, who is the one listening to that thought? There are two entities inside you right now today. The thinker, the mind that chatters non-stop, the robot. The observer, the silent consciousness that realizes the mind is chattering. You are not your thoughts. You are the space in which your thoughts occur. Most people are merged with their thoughts. If they have a sad thought, they say, "I am sad." They become the sadness now. The observer says, "Ah, look, a sad thought is passing by, how interesting," and lets it pass like a cloud crossing the sky. This is the first step of quantum engineering, separating yourself from the program. Imagine you are in a cinema watching a horror movie. You are scared. Suddenly you look back at the projection booth today. You see the beam of light. You realize they are just images projected on a cloth. The fear disappears. You have just stepped out of the movie. Metacognition is looking toward the projection booth of your mind. It is realizing that your problems are projections of your memory. When you observe your program, you stop being it now. V, from victim to creator. There are two fundamental states of being. Victim state, cause and effect. You believe the outside world controls how you feel inside. My boss makes me angry. The economy scares me. In this state, you are powerless. You are a leaf in the wind. You are asleep, waiting for the world to change so you can feel good today. Creator state, causing an effect. You decide how you feel inside, regardless of what happens outside. You generate your own energy. You are the cause. Reality is the effect. My boss screams, but I choose peace. In this state, you are powerful. You are awake. The move from victim to creator is the hardest step you will ever take now. It implies total responsibility. You can no longer blame your parents, the government, or your age. If you don't like your life, it is because you have been observing and collapsing that reality. It is a hard pill to swallow, but it is the pill of freedom. If you created this disaster, you can uncreate it and create something magnificent. Via the gap, the sacred space. Viktor Frankl, a survivor of Nazi concentration camps, discovered the ultimate secret of human freedom. He said, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our freedom and our power to choose our response." The biological robot has no space. Stimulus leads to immediate reaction, anger or fear today. The job of the observer is to open the gap. It is to widen that microsecond between what happens to you and what you do about it. Imagine you receive a nasty text. The robot wants to react now. The observer says, "Stop. Breathe. Observe the chemical reaction rising through the body. Feel the heat, but do nothing. Wait now." In that waiting, in that silence, you reclaim your power. You disconnect from the past and connect with the future, who you want to be. From that gap, you choose a new response. Perhaps you delete the message or respond calmly. By breaking the automatic reaction, you break a karmic chain of years. You have just changed your destiny today. 7. Practical exercise, the witness protocol. To finish this first step, you need to start training your observer muscle. For the next 7 days, your only task is to catch yourself being a robot. Set 3 alarms on your phone at random times. When the alarm sounds, stop everything. Freeze your movement. Ask yourself 3 questions. What am I thinking? What am I feeling? What am I doing? Don't judge yourself. Simply say, "Caught you. You were unconscious. Now I am awake." By doing this, you interrupt the program. It's like putting a stick in the spokes of a spinning bicycle. The more times you catch yourself, the weaker the old program becomes, and the stronger your observer grows. You are reclaiming your life now. Eventually, you won't need alarms. You will realize in real time when you're about to fall into a negative emotion, and you can stop it before it starts. You have recognized that you were asleep at the wheel of a speeding car. You have discovered you have a flashlight capable of collapsing new realities in this universe today. But now we have a problem. You are awake, but when you shine the light inside, you see a mess. You see old guilt, inherited fears, and beliefs that money is bad. That trash is static. You want to broadcast a new dream, but your internal radio is full of noise. It is time to do a deep cleaning and detoxify your frequency now. Step 2. Clearing the signal, the detox. Imagine for a moment that you are a human radio antenna. You want to tune into the station Abundance FM, where music of prosperity, travel, and freedom plays. You know the station exists. You are awake and ready to listen to it. You turn the dial. You move the antenna. But all you hear is noise. You hear a high-pitched screeching today. You hear static, interference, and crossed voices shouting unintelligible things. You get frustrated. You hit the radio. You shout to the sky, "God, why won't you give me the music?" The problem is not the abundance station. That station is broadcasting perfectly, 24 hours a day. The problem is not God. Your equipment is dirty now. Your internal transmission equipment is filthy. Your circuits are full of dust from 40 years ago. Your wires are crossed by childhood traumas. And your amplifier is saturated by a background signal called guilt and fear. While your internal signal is noise, the universe can only return noise to you in your life today. The universe is a perfect response system. It doesn't matter how much you consciously desire success. If your subconscious is broadcasting, "I don't deserve it," that is the signal that wins. The strongest signal always wins. Welcome to Step 2. Today, we stop being dreamers and become cleaning engineers for your soul and mind now. We are going to enter the basement of your psyche with a flashlight and an industrial broom. We are going to identify the computer viruses that your parents, your culture, and your own history installed in your biocomputer, and we are going to press the delete button. To build the skyscraper of your future, we must clear the past today. Into the high-fidelity mirror, the law of correspondence. There is an ancient hermetic law that modern physics confirms, as within, so without. The universe is not a father who rewards or punishes. Get that childish idea out of your head. The universe is a high-fidelity quantum mirror. A mirror has no opinion. If you stand before it with a face of hate, it reflects hate back today. The mirror doesn't say, "Hey, smile, you'll look better." It returns the face of hate with pinpoint accuracy. If you stand before it in a king's suit, it returns a king. Here is the technical failure of most people. They try to change the reflection in the mirror without changing the face they make. They try to change reality now. They try to change external reality without cleaning their internal vibration. It's like trying to comb your hair by touching the mirror. It is useless. You exhaust yourself cleaning the mirror and begging the mirror, but the reflection stays the same. To clear the signal, you must accept radical responsibility for your life today. Everything in my life today is a vibratory correspondence of a signal I have emitted. Debts correspond to your signal of not having enough. Toxic relationships correspond to your signal of not valuing myself. Illness corresponds to internal conflict. This is not for guilt. It is to make you feel powerful in your world now. Because if you emitted the signal that created this disaster, you can emit the signal that creates paradise. The mirror is only waiting for you to change. By shifting your internal state, you force the external reflection to realign with your new truth. You are the source of the broadcast, and the world is simply the screen today. 2. Mental viruses, invisible loyalties. Where does that dirty signal come from? Why would someone purposely emit a signal of poverty? No one does it consciously. The dirty signal comes from mental viruses. A computer virus is malicious code that installs itself in the background and executes orders without the user knowing. You have viruses from your childhood today. Probably between ages 0 and 7, when your brain was a sponge in a hypnotic state, someone installed these programs. Money viruses. Money doesn't grow on trees. The rich are evil. You must suffer to earn bread. Love viruses. All men are the same. Love hurts. Identity viruses. You are clumsy. Don't dream big. These viruses are loyalties to your clan. Unconsciously you think, if I become rich, I will stop belonging to my family of humble workers. They will reject me. Better stay poor so they love me. This is pure biology, the fear of being expelled from the tribe. To clear the signal, you must have the courage to be a traitor now. Yes, you read that right. You have to betray the misery of your family. You have to betray the limitations of your parents. You have to say, Mom, Dad, I honor you, but I reject your beliefs about money and health. I am going to do it differently. At first, it will feel strange. That discomfort is the virus trying to survive today. 3. Corrosive acid guilt. Of all the interferences that dirty your signal, the most dense and destructive is guilt. On Dr. David Hawkins' scale of vibrations, guilt vibrates at the very bottom, near death. Guilt is the ultimate self-sabotage mechanism. Why? Because guilt demands punishment. If you feel guilty, your subconscious will punish you now. If deep in your soul you feel guilty for something you did 20 years ago, your subconscious will seek a way to penalize you. How? By denying you your dreams. You start making money, and suddenly something happens and you lose it. It is your subconscious saying, you don't deserve this. Remember what you did in your past today. You find a good love and spoil it with absurd jealousy. It is your guilt saying you don't deserve to be happy. You cannot connect with a brilliant future if you feel like a criminal in the present. You must declare yourself innocent. You did the best you could with the level of consciousness you had at that moment today. If you had known more, you would have acted differently, but you didn't know. You were ignorant, hurt, or scared. Punishing yourself today for yesterday's ignorance is madness. Forgive yourself. Not as a religious act, but as an act of energetic hygiene. Guilt is static. Forgiveness is clear music. Close the case now. V. The law of the vacuum, taking out the trash. Physics teaches us that two things cannot occupy the same space at the same time. You cannot fill a cup with tea if it is already full of old, cold coffee. If you want the new to enter, you have to make space by removing the old. This is the law of the vacuum. The universe abhors a vacuum and rushes to fill it in your life today. But most people live by accumulating. They accumulate old clothes, just in case. They accumulate grudges. They accumulate friends who contribute nothing. They are so full of yesterday that tomorrow doesn't fit. Detoxification must be physical and mental. Go to your closet, throw away what you don't use or what is broken now. When you move physical energy, you move mental energy. Tell the universe, I am throwing this away because I trust something better will come. Stop consuming informational junk food. Turn off the news. Stop following people who make you feel bad. Protect your mind like a sacred garden. Every gossip lowers your vibration today. Radical forgiveness, cleaning the lens. Resentment is another form of dirt on the signal. Hating someone is drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die. When you hold a grudge, you maintain a quantum bond with that person. Your vital energy escapes through that bond to feed the conflict. You are energetically financing your enemy in your world now. And worst of all, your signal to the universe is, I am a victim. The universe says, understood. Here are more situations so you can keep being a victim. To clear the signal, you must cut the bond. Forgiving doesn't mean saying what they did was okay. It means, I withdraw my energy from you. I refuse to suffer for you today. It is an act of intelligent selfishness. You forgive to clean your lens so your future can enter. As long as your lens is stained with hate, everything you see will be dark. Clean the lens and you will see opportunities where you once saw threats. Release the anchors of the past to allow your ship to sail toward the light now. The complaint diet, vibrational fasting. If you want to know how dirty your signal is, listen to yourself speak for 24 hours. How many times do you complain? It's hot. Traffic is horrible. I have no money. Every complaint is a negative decree. It is an order to the universe to send you more of that. Complaint is the language of poverty. Gratitude is for wealth today. They are incompatible. You cannot speak both languages at once. I propose an engineering challenge, the 7-day complaint fast. Spend a whole week without verbalizing a single complaint. If something hurts, attend to it, but don't complain. If you catch yourself complaining, you must start over from zero. It is very hard now. You will realize you are addicted to complaining. But if you succeed, your signal will clear so much that you will start manifesting small things almost instantly. By removing the static of complaint, the music of opportunity is heard clearly. You become a magnet for solutions rather than a collector of problems in your life today. 7. Cancellation technique, the real-time antivirus. You cannot prevent a negative thought from entering your mind. They arrive on their own, out of habit. But you can prevent that thought from taking root and becoming a signal. You need a real-time antivirus. Every time you detect a limiting thought, you must neutralize it on the spot. Use the keyword cancelled now. Say it mentally or out loud with authority. Scarcity thought, cancelled. That is not my truth. My truth is that money flows to me. Imagine crossing out the thought with a giant red X. By doing this, you interrupt the neural pattern. You prevent the signal from going out to the universe. You are the doorman of your mind today. Debate, practical exercise, the letter of liberation. To close this step and seal your commitment to cleaning, we will perform a psycho-magic ritual. The subconscious understands rituals very well. Take paper and a pen. Write a letter titled, What I No Longer Am. Pour all the trash there. I renounce the belief that I am poor. I renounce the guilt for my divorce now. I renounce the fear of getting sick. I renounce feeling small. Write until your hand hurts. Get all the poison out. When you finish, read the letter out loud once, declaring its end. Then burn it safely. Watch the paper turn to ash. Understand that energy has been transmuted. Feel the void. It is now sacred today. That void is the space where we will plant your dream. By clearing the old structures of your identity, you have prepared the fertile soil required for a new life to take root. You are no longer a prisoner of your history. You are the architect of your destiny, standing in the clean space of your own potential now. Step 3. The exact coordinate, radical clarity. Imagine that you get into a taxi in a gigantic city like New York or Tokyo. The driver, kind and ready, turns and asks, "Where can I take you?" And you answer, "Take me somewhere beautiful." The driver looks at you confused. What does beautiful mean to you? A park, a museum, an elegant restaurant? You are not giving a destination today. You insist, "I don't know, I just want to go somewhere I feel better than here. Take me far away." The driver, no matter how good his intentions, cannot start the car. He does not have a direction. He does not have a coordinate. If he starts, he will most likely go in circles and leave you in the same spot, but with less money now. This metaphor, which seems absurd, is exactly how 99% of humans communicate with the quantum field. You say, "I want to have more money." The universe says, "How much? $1 more? When? In 20 years? For what?" You say, "I want to find love." The universe says, "What kind of love? A passion that lasts 2 weeks or a life partner?" Today. You say, "I want to be healthy." The universe says, "Define healthy, just no pain," or the energy of an athlete. Since you do not give precise instructions, the universe gives you vague, mediocre, and random results. You find a coin on the street. You meet someone who likes you but won't commit. Your headache goes away, but you stay tired now. Welcome to Step 3. Today we stop playing guessing games with God. We are going to turn your cloudy desires into exact coordinates. We will learn that clarity is not just an intellectual preference, it is a physical requirement to collapse the wave of possibility. If you don't know exactly what you want, you cannot get it in your life today. The menu of the cosmic restaurant. Think of the quantum field as the largest and most luxurious restaurant in the world. The kitchen has infinite ingredients. The chef can cook anything from burnt toast to a royal feast. You sit at the table. The waiter, the law of attraction, arrives with a notepad. Waiter, what will you order? You, I'm hungry, bring me food now. The waiter sighs. He goes to the kitchen and brings you leftovers from someone else's table, a plate of cold scraps. You eat it and complain, "I'm so unlucky, I always get the worst." It's not bad luck, it's bad communication. At the next table, there is another person. Waiter, what will you order? Person, I want the filet mignon today, medium rare, with mushroom sauce on the side, truffle mashed potatoes, and a glass of 2018 Cabernet. The waiter smiles and says, "Right away, sir," and brings exactly that. The difference is specificity. Vagueness is the enemy of manifestation. It creates resistance. When you say, "I want to be rich," the image is blurry for you now. If the image is blurry, the emotion is weak. If the emotion is weak, the attraction is zero. You need to order the filet mignon of your life with all the details. Every detail you provide is a stroke of the brush on the canvas of your reality. The universe requires your clear vision to begin the process of materialization in this world today. 2. The biology of focus, the RAS. This is pure neuroscience. At the base of your brain, there is a cluster of nuclei called the reticular activating system, RAS. Its function is to be the gatekeeper of your consciousness. Right now, your senses receive millions of bits of information per second. If your brain processed everything, you would go crazy in an instant now. The RAS filters 99% of that info and only lets through what it considers important. How does it know what is important? Based on what you tell it through your focus. You decide to buy a red Honda. Suddenly you see red Hondas everywhere. Did they multiply? No. They were always there, but they were background noise to your RAS today. When you define an exact coordinate, for example, "I want to earn an extra $5,000 this month through consulting," you are programming your RAS. Suddenly, you will overhear a conversation in a cafe about someone needing a consultant. Before, that was noise. Now your brain highlights it in neon. Opportunity for you now. You will see a newspaper article. An idea will hit you in the shower. This is what we call luck or synchronicity. It is not magic. It is your brain actively seeking patterns that match the coordinate you gave it. If you don't give the coordinate, the RAS continues filtering out opportunities, and you remain blind to the wealth today. High definition, quantum HD. We live in a holographic and multi-sensorial universe. For your desire to be real to your subconscious mind, it must have texture. Most people visualize in low resolution. They see a blurry image of themselves smiling. That is not enough. We need high definition, 4K. An exact coordinate is not just visual, it is sensory today. Let's do an engineering exercise. Suppose your desire is a new house, vague version, ineffective. I want a pretty house with a garden and 3 rooms. Exact coordinate version, effective. View, Mediterranean style, white walls, red tiles. The kitchen has a black granite island. Sunlight hits the oak floor at 10 a.m. now. Smell? It smells of lavender from the garden and fresh coffee. It smells of clean wood. Touch. I touch the stair railing. It is smooth and cold. I feel the warmth of the Persian rug under my bare feet. Hearing, I hear the silence, broken only by birds and the distant sprinkler. You are hacking reality with these details today. When you describe your future with this level of sensory detail, your brain cannot distinguish if you are imagining it or remembering it. It starts secreting the chemistry of being there. You are creating a footprint in the quantum field. The more pixels your image has, the faster the file downloads into your physical reality now. Over fear of specificity, what if I'm wrong? Many of my students resist being specific. They tell me, if I say exactly what I want, am I not limiting the universe? What if it has something better for me? Or worse, if I am specific and don't get it, I'll feel like a failure. Let's dismantle these fears. You give the coordinate to start the movement in your life today. At the end of your request, you can always add the magic clause, this or something better. I want this specific car or something better. But you must start with a clear image to turn on the engine. Fear of failure is an ego defense mechanism. You, at your age, no longer have time to protect your ego. You have to risk asking now. Precision requires courage. It requires saying, this is who I am and this is what I want. By being specific, you are not limiting the infinite. You are providing a focal point for infinite energy to coalesce. You are giving the universe a target. Without a target, the arrow of your intention has nowhere to land in your physical world today. The what is your job. The how is God's job. Here is the golden rule of quantum engineering. You define the what. The universe defines the how. The number one mistake is obsessing over the how. I want $50,000, what? So I will play the lottery, how? Error. By defining the how, lottery, you just close the door to 999,000 other paths for the universe today. The money could come from an inheritance, a business idea, an investment, a gift, or retroactive pay. If you define the how, you are thinking with your limited logical mind. The quantum field has paths you don't even know exist. Your job is to keep the coordinate, the what, fixed in your mind and stay flexible about the route now. Perhaps you ask for your dream house and think you'll buy it with a mortgage, but suddenly you are offered a job in another city that includes that house for free. Or you inherit it. Do not micromanage God. Give the order and let go of the steering wheel regarding the logistical details. Trust the divine delivery system of the field today. Defining the 3 master areas. To make this step practical, we need coordinates in the 3 master areas of human life. It is not enough to say, I want everything to get better. 1. Wealth and finance. Put a number. How much do you need per month to live your dream lifestyle? 5,000? 50,000? Do not fear the figure. The effort is the same for the universe now. Define, I receive monthly net income of X amount, fluently and constantly. Define what you do with it. I pay my debts, I travel first class. 2. Health and vitality. Define the positive state. My body is strong, my tests are perfect. I have constant energy from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. I weigh X kilos, and I feel light in my own body today. 3. Love and relationships. Make the soul's shopping list. I want a partner who is emotionally available, financially stable, kind, and shares my values. We laugh together. If you already have a partner, define the renewal. Our relationship has fluent communication, passion, and complicity. Focus on the feeling of connection now. 7. The life scripting technique. Now we put this on paper. This is one of the most powerful techniques in metaphysics. Scripting. It consists of writing a day of your future life as if it were already happening in the present tense. Do not write, I hope to have, or someday I will. Write, I am so happy and grateful now that, in your journal today. Exercise, the ideal day. Take a notebook, spend 30 minutes writing your ideal day 3 years from now. Start from when you wake up. I open my eyes in my king-size bed with Egyptian cotton sheets. I see the sea through the window. My partner brings me coffee and we laugh. I see a notification of income from my passive business now. Describe the whole day, what you eat, who you talk to, what work you do or don't do, how you feel at sunset. Write with all the sensory detail you can. As you write, your hand connects to your brain and your brain connects to the field. This document becomes your treasure map. Read it every morning to remind the GPS where we're going today. Fate, the authenticity filter, is it yours? Before closing the coordinate, a warning. Make sure the dream is yours. Many people set coordinates that are actually the dreams of their parents or society. I want to be a famous lawyer because Dad wanted it. I want to get married in white because society says so. If the coordinate is not authentic, there will be no energy now. The engine will not start. At 40 or 50, we are no longer here to fulfill others' expectations. Ask yourself, if no one saw me, if no one cared, what would I really want? Perhaps you don't want the mansion, you want a cabin in the woods. The exact coordinate must come from the soul, not the ego. The soul asks for enjoyment today. The ego asks to impress. The soul asks for joy. When you align your coordinates with your true essence, the universe conspires with more speed to bring them to pass. You feel a sense of peace even before the result arrives because the direction is right. You are now a conscious creator with a clear destination in the quantum sea now. Step 4. The magnetic fuel emotion. In the engineering of reality creation, the exact same thing happens. Thought, the mental image of your dream, is the car and the steering system. It defines the shape and the destination. Emotion is the gasoline. It is the energy that sets the machine in motion. This is where 90% of people who try to apply the law of attraction or metaphysics fail today. They spend the day thinking, I am rich, I am rich, I am rich. They do their visualizations in the morning. They have their treasure map on the wall. But while they repeat those phrases, what are they feeling in their body? They feel fear. They feel anxiety. They feel a void in their stomach because the account is at 0. They feel doubt now. Their mind says, I am going toward wealth. Their heart says, we are broke and I am afraid. Who wins this battle? The heart always wins. In the universe of energy, emotion is the magnetic force that draws the experience toward you. If your thought and emotion contradict each other, the car doesn't start. It stalls, it chokes today. Welcome to step 4. Today, we are going to learn to fill the tank. We are going to discover that emotion is not an uncontrollable reaction to what happens to us, but an engineering tool that we can and must generate at will. We are going to learn the art of feeling before having. It is the key to mastering your own vibration now. The electromagnetic equation. To understand this, let's leave poetry aside and go to physics. You are a bioelectric and biomagnetic being. Everything that exists in the universe emits an electromagnetic signature. Your thoughts are the electric charge. They send the signal to the quantum field. They tell the universe, this is what I want in your life today. Your emotions are the magnetic charge. They attract the event back to you. They say, bring it here. Think of it this way. Thought is the arrow. Emotion is the wind that pushes the arrow. Or even better, thought is the radio signal, and emotion is the carrier wave that gives it the power to travel far and wide now. If you think of your new house, electric signal, but feel frustration because you don't have it, magnetic charge of rejection, you are sending a contradictory signal. You are saying, I want the house. Mind, plus I don't have the house. Emotion. The result is destructive interference. The wave cancels itself out. Nothing happens today. To collapse time and bring the future to the present, you need to achieve what scientists call coherence. The coordinate, step 3, and the fuel, step 4, must match. Thought of wealth plus, feeling of gratitude, abundance. Gene, powerful, coherent signal. When that signal leaves you, the quantum field has no choice but to respond now. Do. The tyranny of the senses, the Newtonian model. Here is the great obstacle faced by people over 40. We have spent decades trained in the Newtonian model of reality. This model says, first, the external event occurs, and then I feel the internal emotion. First, I win the lottery, tal I tarot. Then, I feel happy. First, I get healed, dal I tarot. Then, I feel relief and gratitude today. We live waiting for the outside world to change, so we can change our inner world. We live in reaction mode. We are victims of the environment. The quantum model, the creator's model, reverses the equation completely. It says, first, I feel the internal emotion, and that causes the external event to happen in the physical world now. First, I feel abundance, dollars I tarot. Then, the money arrives. First, I feel gratitude for health, dollars I tarot. Then the body heals. You have to become the cause, not the effect. If you wait to see the money to feel rich, you will wait forever. Because you are emitting the signal of waiting, and the mirror of the universe will return more waiting today. For a quantum engineer, emotion is the cause. Reality is the effect. You must be able to close your eyes and generate the emotion of your future right now, without anything needing to change in your physical environment. That is mastery. That is telling the body that the experience is already occurring within your own field now. The science of the heart, 5,000 times more powerful. Why is the heart so important? Isn't it just a blood pump? The HeartMath Institute in California discovered that the heart has its own brain and generates a magnetic field that is 5,000 times more powerful than the magnetic field of the brain. This means that no matter how much you think positive, if your heart emits fear, fear wins today. Fear is 5,000 times stronger than the mental affirmation. This is why empty affirmations do not work. You say, I am a magnet for money. Brain, 1-volt signal. But your heart feels, we can't make ends meet. Heart, 5,000-volt signal. The universe hears the 5,000 volts. We need to learn to generate elevated emotions in the chest now. Love, joy, gratitude, inspiration. These emotions have high frequency and ordered wavelengths. When the heart enters these frequencies, its magnetic field expands up to 3 meters outside your body. You become a giant transmitting antenna. Opportunities stick to you. When you live in fear, your field contracts and you become invisible today. A.V. Neville Goddard and the Secret of Feeling. The great mystic Neville Goddard wrote, "Feeling is the secret." But we must clear up a confusion. When we say feeling, many think of hysterical emotion, jumping for joy all day. That is unsustainable. The feeling we speak of is a deep sensation of naturalness, relief, and satisfaction within your soul now. How would you feel if your dream had been fulfilled a month ago? You wouldn't be jumping. You would feel a deep peace. You would feel security. You would breathe deeper. You would feel the relief that the problem no longer exists. That is the high-octane fuel. Relief. Relief tells the universe it is already done, the struggle is over today. When you vibrate in "it is done," the universe materializes the fact. Do not force artificial joy. Seek the sensation of serene certainty, the sensation of walking into your new house and sighing, "Ah, finally home." That magnetic calm is irresistible. It signals to the quantum field that the reality you seek is already yours now. V. The difference between desiring and having. The vibration of desiring is very different from the vibration of having. Desiring implies lack. I want that because it is not here. It is a vibration of separation. If you vibrate in desperate desire, you push away what you want. Having implies possession. It is mine. It is a vibration of union and peace today. Think of your shoes. Do you walk around desperately desiring them? No, you simply wear them. You know they are there. To manifest your dream, you must move from desperately desiring it to having it naturally. Stop putting your dream on a pedestal. If you put money on a pedestal, it will look down on you and you will feel small now. Bring the money off the pedestal. Treat it as something normal. Feel comfortable with it. The fuel is not the anxiety to get it. It is the gratitude for having it, even if it is only in the imaginary plane for now. By normalizing the possession of your dream, you bridge the gap between imagination and the physical world today. It learns how to hack your chemistry, generating emotion at will. You might ask, how do I feel gratitude when my reality is a mess? This is where training comes in. You are the captain of your emotions. You can generate chemistry at will. Actors do it. They think of something sad and cry. You will use the actor's method for your own life to shift your internal state now. Exercise, the emotional rehearsal. Sit in a quiet place. Close your eyes. Bring your dream to mind. Don't watch it as a movie. Step inside. Start acting. Smile physically. Straighten your back. Adopt the winner's posture. Breathe as you would if you just received the best news of your life today. Ask the magic question, what does it feel like? Don't answer with words. Answer with a sensation in the chest. Seek that lightness, that warmth. Hold that feeling for 10 minutes. When you open your eyes, your chemistry will have changed. You will have released dopamine and oxytocin. Your body believes the miracle already happened now. 7. Gratitude, the final receiver. Of all emotions, gratitude is the queen. Why? Because we only give thanks when we have already received something. Therefore, gratitude is the chemical signature that the event has already occurred. When you thank for what you haven't seen yet, you are performing a brutal hack on the universe today. You are saying, thank you for my healing. The universe receives the signal of it already happened. And since the universe must maintain coherence, it is forced to manifest the healing to match your signal of gratitude. Gratitude in advance is the most powerful form of faith. Don't thank to ask, thank to receive now. B. The side benefit, immediate health. While you practice this to attract your future, you get an immediate benefit, health. Elevated emotions activate up to 1 to 300 biochemical repair reactions. They raise your immune system, lower blood pressure, and repair DNA. You cannot feel fear and gratitude at the same time. It is biologically impossible today. If you spend 15 minutes a day feeling your future with gratitude, your body rests from stress. It is the best anti-aging medicine. You no longer need the dream to be happy because you generated the happiness from within. And when you no longer need the dream, it comes running because you eliminated resistance now. And the full tank challenge. Your task is simple but demanding. Do not let the tank empty. Throughout the day, the world will try to steal your fuel. The news, a grumpy boss, or an unexpected bill will try to return you to fear. If you fall, don't stay there. Remember that without gasoline, the car does not move at all today. Step 5. The identity suit assuming the avatar. In the quantum world, the gatekeeper is the law of attraction, and the law of attraction has a golden rule that most people ignore. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. You can desire to be a millionaire, but if your identity is a struggler barely making ends meet, the universe will give you more struggle today. You can desire love, but if your identity is lonely and distrustful, the universe will give you more loneliness. The universe does not listen to your pleas. It reads your barcode. It reads your energetic signature. Welcome to Step 5. Today we enter the quantum dressing room to change your frequency from the inside out now. We are going to take off the rags of the old self, that character you built for 40 or 50 years to survive, and we are going to put on the tailored suit of the new self. It is not about faking. It is about embodying. It is about occupying the psychological space of your dream before it manifests in this world today. The identity thermostat. We all have an internal thermostat installed in our psyche. This thermostat regulates what we believe we deserve and what we consider normal for us. If your financial thermostat is set to middle class with debt, no matter how much you earn, your subconscious will find a way to return to that cold temperature now. If your health thermostat is at always tired, even if you take vitamins, your body will find a way to get sick to stay in its comfort zone. This thermostat is your self-image. It is the automatic answer to, who am I? Most answer, I'm honest, I have back pain, and I never have luck today. As long as you define yourself that way, no technique will work. You're trying to put a Ferrari engine in a bicycle chassis. The structure can't hold it. Step 5 is about resetting the thermostat. You must stop being the person who wants the dream to become the person who already has the dream now. Hibby, the law of assumption, Neville Goddard. Neville Goddard spoke of assumption. To assume means to take for oneself. The law says, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled until it becomes your natural state. You must live, think, walk, and speak from the end. Do not think of your dream as something distant. Think from it as if you are already there today. Ask yourself, if I were already the person of my dream, how would my day be different today? Would you walk worried? No, you would walk with security. Would you eat junk food? No, you would nourish your valuable body. Would you fight over $5? No, you would be generous because you know there is abundance now. The universe does not wait for you to have things to give you the identity. It waits for you to have the identity to give you the things. It is the principle of be, do, have. The world taught us, when I have money, I will do rich things, and then I will be happy. False. When you are rich in mind, you will have money today. 3. The imposter syndrome, the enemy. The moment you put on the identity suit, an internal enemy will appear. A mocking voice. Who are you kidding? Look at you. You're still broke. You're a fraud. It is the imposter syndrome. It is your ego, the old self, fighting to survive. The ego hates change and wants to keep you in the trash you know now. When you hear that voice, don't be afraid. It's a good sign. It means you are leaving your comfort zone. Tell the voice, I'm not kidding anyone. I'm rehearsing. Every actor needs to rehearse before the premiere. A pilot spends hours in a flight simulator before flying a real plane. You are in the simulator of your new life today. V. The actor's method, Quantum Stanislavski. Konstantin Stanislavski taught actors not to imitate the character, but to become it from within. You are the lead actor of your life's movie, and the script has changed. It's no longer a drama, it's an epic. 1. The body. If you straighten your back and lift your chin, it's biologically impossible to feel depressed for long now. Walk like your successful version. Occupy space. Sit like a boss, not a subordinate. 2. The voice. Your new self speaks of projects and blessings. Eliminate try or it's hard. Use I am and I choose. 3. The wardrobe. You can't feel like a millionaire in torn pajamas. Dress for the job you want, not the one you have today. Put on perfume even if you won't see anyone. When you look in the mirror and see yourself impeccable, your subconscious says, wow, someone important lives here. It then starts working to make your reality match that image. Treat yourself with the dignity of the person you are becoming in every small detail of your day now. View the environment as a mold. Your identity is stuck to your environment. If you want mental clarity but your house is chaos, your environment is screaming, you are a mess. You must modify your environment to validate your new identity. Clean, order, throw away the old. Buy one beautiful, expensive coffee cup and drink from it like royalty today. Buy soft sheets. Have a millionaire's corner in your house. When you're in that spot, behave as such. Trick your senses into believing that luxury and peace are your standard. By aligning your physical surroundings with your internal vision, you create a powerful anchor that stabilizes your new frequency in this world now. V. Treating your future self with respect. How do you treat yourself? If you buy the cheapest food or the fruit about to rot just because it's on sale, you tell the universe, I am trash. I don't deserve quality. The universe says, understood. Here is more lack. This doesn't mean you should go into debt buying caviar today. It means buying the best you can afford. Even if it's less quantity, buy 2 perfect apples instead of a bag of mealy ones. Invest in your health. When you treat yourself like a VIP, your vibration rises. You emit the signal, I am worth a lot, and then the world reflects that value back to you now. 7. Killing the old self, the morning. Assuming a new identity requires a sacrifice. You must sacrifice who you were, and this hurts. You were fond of your old self. It was familiar, but do not be afraid to change. If friends say you're not the same, take it as a compliment. You have grown. Do not stay in the cell just to keep the other prisoners company today. Make a symbolic funeral for your old personality. Say goodbye to your old stories of failure. Write on paper, here lies the victim. Thank you for protecting me. Rest in peace. Then present yourself as the creator. By letting go of the past, you free up the immense energy required to sustain your new life now. Exercise, I am before the mirror. For 21 days, every morning and night, go to the mirror. Look directly into the pupil of your left eye. Do not look away. Breathe deeply and invoke your new identity. I am. I am abundance. I am perfect health. I am the power that creates my world. Declare it with authority today. Do not plead. While you say it, feel that you are putting on the suit. Feel your spine straighten. End by saying, and so it is. It is done. At first, it will feel ridiculous, but keep doing it. Eventually, you will see a glow in your eyes that wasn't there before. You will see youth returning to your face now. Why? Maintaining the character coherence. The challenge is not putting on the suit once, but never taking it off. It's easy to feel rich while meditating. It's hard when the electric bill arrives. That is mastery. When reality hits you with an old debt or pain, do not react like the old self. Do not collapse. React as the new self would today. Look at the bill and say, this is just a shadow of the past. I have the capacity to pay this and more. Maintain the character. If you fall out, just step back in like an actor who missed a line. Practice until you realize you are no longer acting. You have become that person and the world must mirror it back now. Step 6. Inspired action, the physical bridge. There is a very old joke in spiritual circles that perfectly illustrates the mistake most people make at this point. A very devout man prays every day, "God, please let me win the lottery. I beg you, I need the prize." Days, weeks, and months pass. The man prays with more faith, visualizes the money, and feels the emotion today. But nothing happens. Finally, desperate and angry, he shouts to the sky, "God, I have done everything you asked. I've had faith. I've been good. Why won't you help me? Let me win the lottery." Suddenly the sky opens, a bright light descends, and a thundering voice says, "My son, please buy a ticket." It seems ridiculous now. But it is the tragedy of millions. They have done the internal work, steps 1 to 5. They are vibrating high. They have the identity of a millionaire or a healthy person, but they stay sitting on the sofa waiting for money to fall down the chimney. They forget a small detail. We live in the third dimension, a physical plane now. In this plane of density, energy needs a physical channel to manifest. You are that channel. Your hands, your feet, and your voice are the tools the universe uses to deliver your order. Welcome to Step 6. Today we talk about action, but not just any action. Inspired action. It is the bridge between your dream and reality today. I'm not talking about the frenetic action you were taught in school, work hard and suffer to win. I'm talking about a movement that doesn't tire you, doesn't hurt, and opens magical doors. It is the difference between rowing against the current, human effort, and unfolding the sails so the wind carries you, divine effort now. The myth of the law of attraction, go action. The word attraction contains the word action within it. However, the idea has been sold that metaphysics is for lazy people. Visualize and the check will arrive. This is a half-truth, and a half-truth is a dangerous lie. The full truth is, the universe conspires in your favor, but it cannot move a parked car today. You have to set the car in motion, even if it's slow. Physics teaches us that it is much harder to move a static object than to redirect one already in motion. If you stay still at home with the blinds down, visualizing your soulmate, the universe has it very hard. Is it going to break the door down and toss someone in now? But if you go out to buy bread, or sign up for a painting class, or just go to the park, you are in motion. You are on the game board. And there, the universe can cross your path with that person's. Inspired action is telling the quantum field, "I am ready. Here are my hands and feet. Use me. Move me in your life today." The difference between forcing and flowing. At your age, you are an expert at forcing. You were taught that to get something you had to fight, blood, sweat and tears. That is Newtonian action. It is characterized by heaviness, stress and exhaustion. Its motivation is fear. If I don't do this, I'll stay poor. It takes long, costs much and often fails today. Inspired, quantum action is the opposite. It is characterized by enthusiasm, curiosity, and lightness. Time flies when you do it. Its motivation is love and inspiration. I feel like doing this. The result is synchronicity and luck. It is like going down a river in a canoe with the current. You move with ease now. Step 6 is about moving from fear to inspiration. How do you distinguish them? Do the body test. Think of an action you must do. Does your body contract? Is there a knot in your stomach? That is forcing. Now think of an action you are passionate about. Does your body expand? That is inspiration. Follow the expansion today. Look, the bridge of incidents, Neville Goddard. Neville Goddard explained that between your current state and your wish fulfilled, the universe builds a bridge of incidents. It is a series of events and actions that will take you from A to B. The curious thing is that this bridge is built while you walk it, not before. You must step out in faith today. It's like Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade. He has to cross a deadly abyss. He sees no bridge, but he has faith. He takes a step into the void, and his foot finds solid rock. The bridge was invisible, but it was there. If he hadn't taken the step, he would never have found it. You don't need to see the whole way now. You don't need to know how you'll get the $1 million. You only need to see the first step. Maybe it's buy this web domain or call that old friend. These seem like small, disconnected actions. Your logical mind will call them a waste of time. Silence your logical mind. That intuition is the first plank of your bridge today. Ifo, the concept of Wu Wei, doing without doing. In Taoist philosophy, there is the concept of Wu Wei, which translates as effortless action. It doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing what is natural at the precise moment with the minimum energy required. Observe a cat hunting. It is not stressed or rushing. It is still alert and present in the moment now. When the mouse passes, snap, a precise, lethal, perfect movement. That is inspired action. You have spent your life running like a headless chicken, doing many things to feel productive. Productivity is not doing much, it is doing the right thing. When you are aligned, you can spend days just gestating the energy today. Then on the fourth day, you have an idea, make a 10-minute call, and close a deal that would have taken 6 months of struggle. That is quantum efficiency. Do not feel guilty for periods of apparent inactivity. The lion sleeps 20 hours to hunt in one. Trust your rhythms and act with everything when the wave hits now. V-synchronicities, the green lights. How do you know if your action is the right one? The universe will give you immediate feedback in the form of synchronicities. If you decide to start a business and suddenly you are offered a cheap local, a friend mentions that exact business and you find suppliers easily, those are green lights today. The universe is saying, keep going, you're doing well. But if you decide something and your car breaks down on the way, you get the flu and the papers get lost, those are red lights. The universe is saying, stop. It's not this way, or it's not the time. Check your vibration. Do not hit the wall now. Hit. The old school taught you to break walls. The new school teaches you to flow like water. If water finds a rock, it doesn't fight it, it goes around it. If you find constant resistance, stop. Do not force. Go back to step 2 and 3. Ask yourself, am I forcing from ego or flowing from soul? Today, procrastination, laziness or wisdom. This is a delicate subject. Many people punish themselves for procrastinating. They call themselves lazy. But from an engineering view, procrastination is a signal of incoherence. It can be 2 things. Intuitive wisdom, where your soul knows it's not the time, or disguised fear, where your old self is afraid today. How to distinguish them? Ask yourself, if I postpone this, do I feel relief and peace, wisdom, or do I feel guilt and heaviness, fear? If you feel peace, wait, it is Wu Wei. If you feel guilt, it is resistance. In this case, apply the 5-second rule. Count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and move. Take a tiny step now. Do not write the whole book. Write 1 sentence. Do not clean the house. Clean 1 drawer. Movement cures fear. Action is the antidote to paralysis. By starting small, you break the inertia of the past and signal to the universe that you are ready for the larger movements that are coming your way today. 7. Detachment from the result, the archer's paradox. Here is the hardest part of step 6. You must act with all your passion and intention, and at the same time, you must totally let go of the result. It is the archer's paradox. The archer puts all focus on tensioning the bow, aiming and breathing. Know for the arrow to hit the mark, he must release the string today. If he keeps gripping the string out of fear of missing, the arrow won't fly, or it will go off course. Many of you act with anxious attachment. You call a client and are desperate for the sale. That desperation is a vibration of lack, and it repels the result. Inspired action says, I do this because it is my truth now. I do this because I enjoy the process. If it works, great. If not, also great, because the universe will have another plan. That is freedom. When you act without need, you become magnetic. Detachment makes your action clean, pure, and potent. You become a vessel for the highest outcome without the interference of ego today. Exercise the one thing. Do not overwhelm yourself thinking you have to build Rome in a day. Quantum engineering works with the butterfly effect. A small flap here causes a hurricane there. A small action today moves entire timelines. Ask yourself, what is the smallest, simplest, and most enjoyable action I can take today to get closer to my dream? Now. Not start the company, but buy the domain. Not run a marathon, but buy the shoes. Not find a spouse, but smile at someone in the cafe. Just one thing. But do it with the energy of your new identity. Do it as if it were a sacred ritual. By completing that small action, you send a signal to the universe today. I am in motion. The game has begun. Bring me more. And then celebrate. Tell yourself, well done. I am a doer. That dopamine will give you fuel for the next action tomorrow. This consistent, small-scale momentum is what eventually collapses the distance between your current life and your vision in this world now. 9. The courage to burn the ships again. Sometimes, inspired action requires a radical gesture. As we saw before, sometimes you have to burn the ships. If your intuition screams at you to leave that job or move cities, and you keep postponing it, you are blocking the flow. Inaction is also an action, a blocking action. You must choose now. Sometimes the universe doesn't send the new because your hands are full with the old. You have to let go of the old trapeze to catch the new one. There will be a second in the air where you have nothing. That is the second of panic. No, it is also the second of the miracle. If your heart asks, jump today. The net will appear, but only after the jump, never before. By committing fully to your inspired path, you activate the latent forces of the field that only respond to total surrender. You are no longer hedging your bets. You are betting on the truth of your soul, and that is a wager you are destined to win now. Step 7. The darkroom, maintaining faith in the interval. You have made your request. You have cleared your mind, defined the coordinate, ignited the emotion, assumed the identity, and taken the first physical steps. And now, silence. You look at your bank account, and it remains the same. You look at your body, and the pain persists. You look at your phone, and that call does not come today. Days pass, weeks pass, and a cold, logical voice begins to whisper in your ear, "See, I told you, this is nonsense. You are deluded. You have wasted your time. If it were real, something would have happened by now. Give up. Return to reality." You feel a knot in your stomach. Doubt, like acid, begins to corrode all the work you have done now. You begin to feel ridiculous for having believed. In that moment of fragility, you're about to commit the ultimate metaphysical crime, aborting the miracle. Welcome to Step 7, welcome to the darkroom. In analog photography, when you took a photo, the image was already captured on the negative, but it was invisible in this world today. To make it visible, you had to enter a darkroom, submerge the paper in chemical liquids, and wait. If you turned on the light prematurely out of impatience, you burned the photo. You destroyed it. The darkness was not bad. It was the necessary environment for revelation. You are in that darkroom now. Your dream is real and exists today. It is revealing itself to adapt to the density of matter. Your job now is not to do more. It is to hold the faith. It is to trust what you do not see more than what you do see. This is the final exam of the quantum engineer. Anyone can have faith when things go well. Only masters hold faith when nothing seems to happen now. Or by the law of gestation, nature's rhythm. We live in a culture of immediacy. We click and get the movie. We click and the food arrives. We have forgotten that nature, the physical manifestation of God, has rhythms that cannot be violated. There is a universal law called the law of gestation. Everything has a maturation time for its manifestation in the physical plane today. A human baby takes 9 months. If you try to take it out at 4 months because you are impatient, the baby does not survive. A Chinese bamboo seed spends 5 years underground without a single sprout. For 5 years, the farmer waters and fertilizes, seeing nothing. But in the 5th year, the bamboo grows 30 meters in 6 weeks now. Was the farmer wasting time for 5 years? No, he was building a complex and strong root system capable of supporting 30 meters of height. If the bamboo had grown earlier, without roots, the first wind would have knocked it down. Your dream is that bamboo. Your request requires a massive restructuring of your reality today. It requires moving pieces, people, and circumstances. It requires that you develop roots, character, and wisdom to sustain it. The interval of silence is not a punishment, it is preparation. The universe is coordinating logistics. If you despair and say it doesn't work, the bamboo dies just before breaking the surface now. The density of matter, the time lag. Let's understand the physics behind the weight. Thought, 5th dimension, is a very high and light frequency. It travels instantaneously. Matter, 3rd dimension, is a very low and dense frequency. It is heavy. Moving physical atoms costs time and energy. When you create an image in your mind, it is instant in the mental plane today. But for that image to descend and condense into physical matter, brick, money, flesh, it has to pass through density. This creates a time lag. It is like thunder and lightning. They occur at the same time, but light travels faster than sound. First you see the flash, and seconds later you hear the thunder in your life now. The farther away the storm is, the longer the thunder takes. You have seen the lightning, your visualization. Now you are waiting for the thunder. The problem is that because you don't hear the thunder instantly, you think there was no lightning. There was lightning. The sound is on its way. It is a physical law today. In fact, this delay is a blessing. Imagine if there were no delay. Imagine every thought you had manifested instantly. You'd think of a pink elephant and boom, it would appear in your living room. You'd think with fear, what if I die? And boom, you'd be gone. The time buffer protects us and gives us time to correct thoughts now. 3. Do not dig up the seed. Let's return to the garden metaphor. You have planted the seed of wealth in step 3 and 4. You have watered it with action in step 6. Now the seed is underground, in absolute darkness. It is breaking its shell. It is alive. But you see nothing on the surface. You only see brown dirt in your physical reality today. Doubt attacks you. Is it growing? Has it rotted? Better check. And you go dig up the dirt, take out the seed and look at it. Ah, yes, it has a small root. Then you put it back. The next day, you dig it up again to check. What will happen? You will kill it. By exposing it to light prematurely, you kill the dream now. By breaking its contact with the earth, you interrupt the life process. Doubt is the shovel with which we dig up our dreams. Every time you ask with anxiety, when will it arrive? You are digging up the seed. Every time you obsessively check if the message arrived, you are digging up the seed. Trust the interval today. Trusting the interval means leaving the soil alone. It means looking at the empty patch of earth and smiling, knowing what is underneath. It is a blind certainty for the eyes, but sighted for the heart. Growth is a law of nature. Therefore, the sprout is inevitable. You do not need proof. Your faith is the proof now. Ipi, the trap of the echo, residual reality. This is where most lose their sanity. You start changing your vibration today. You feel rich, you feel healthy. But tomorrow you open the mailbox and a debt bill arrives, or you look in the mirror and see the same fat, and you say, "This is a lie. I feel rich, but debt arrives." You must understand the echo today. The reality you see today with your physical eyes is not the result of your thoughts today. It is the result of your thoughts and actions from 6 months or a year ago. 3D reality is old. It is a dead star. When you look at stars, you see light emitted millions of years ago. The star may have exploded, but you see the light now. Your current reality is the old light of your old self. It is the residue of who you were. Do not react to the residue. If a bill arrives, do not say, "I am poor." Say, "Ah, look, this is the echo of my old thoughts of scarcity. It is the past materializing for the last time. I pay it and dismiss it. My new reality is coming today." If you react emotionally to the echo, you reactivate it, you recreate it. You must ignore the evidence of your senses, which look at the past, and remain faithful to the evidence of your imagination, which looks at the future. This is what it means to walk by faith, not by sight. It is quantum time management in your world now. The trial by fire when everything gets worse. Sometimes, right after you start applying these steps, something curious happens. Everything falls apart. You ask for wealth, and you lose your job. You ask for love, and your current partner leaves you. Your ego panics. This works backward. I've attracted bad luck. No, celebrate. It is a fantastic sign today. It is the tower effect. To build a new skyscraper on land where an old shack stands, what is the first thing you must do? Demolish the shack. The universe is clearing the ground. You lost the mediocre job so you could found your company. Your partner left because they occupied the space of your true soulmate now. Illness is a healing crisis, the body expelling toxins. Chaos precedes order. If your life turns upside down during the interval, do not be afraid. It is the necessary restructuring. Stand firm in the eye of the storm. Tell yourself, this is the cleanup. Something wonderful is trying to enter and is pushing the old out today. Vubi, detachment from how and when. The ego is a control freak. It wants a calendar and a roadmap. I want the money on the 15th through the lottery. If you put a deadline on the universe, you put a noose around your own neck. The deadline creates tension and anxiety. The vibration drops to fear. The universe works in kairos, the opportune moment now. The right moment is the perfect intersection of thousands of variables you do not control. Perhaps the universe is waiting for the bank manager to return from vacation. If you force the meeting today, you'll be rejected. If you wait a week, he will say yes. Delay is protection. Delay is divine coordination in this life today. Let go of the clock. Your prayer should be this or something better at the perfect time for the highest good of all. When you let go of the when, you relax. And curiously, when you relax and lower resistance, manifestation accelerates. Urgency repels, patience attracts. Trust the timing of the quantum field now. 7. Signs of land, Columbus's birds. When Christopher Columbus crossed the ocean, there was a moment of despair. The crew wanted to mutiny. They saw no land for weeks, but then Columbus saw something, branches floating in the water, and then birds. It wasn't the continent, but they were signs of land. He knew they were close to their destination today. In your interval, the universe will send you signs to encourage you. These are micro-manifestations. You ask for $1 million. You don't get the million, but you find $10. You ask for perfect health. You aren't healed instantly, but you have a morning without pain. Do not despise these small signs in your life now. Do not say, "Bah, it's only $10. I asked for $1 million. If you do that, you insult abundance. Celebrate the $10 as if they were the million. Say, "It works. It's a bird. Land is near. The flow has begun." When you validate the small, the big feels welcome. Micro-manifestations prove your magnet is on today. Begin. Exercise the evidence diet. During the interval, You have an unhealthy obsession, seeking external evidence. You check your email every 5 minutes. You look in the mirror every hour. That is anxiety. That is digging up the seed. I propose a strict diet. Stop seeking evidence outside and start seeking evidence inside your own heart today. When you feel the urge to check 3D reality to see if it happened yet, stop. Close your eyes. Check how you feel inside. Do you still feel the emotion of the wish fulfilled? Are you still wearing the identity suit? If the answer is yes, then all is well. Your job is to maintain the internal vibration, not monitor external reality now. The internal world is the cause. The external world is the effect. If the cause is firm, the effect is inevitable. You don't need to watch it. No one watches to see if the sun rises. We know it will. Have that same confidence with your dream. Relax and prepare the house for the arrival of your manifestation today. Into preparing the house, action of expectancy. What do you do when you know for sure an important guest is coming to dinner, even if they haven't rung the bell yet? You set the table, you clean the house, you prepare the food, you act as if the arrival is a fact. In the dark room, the best way to pass the time is preparing to receive your miracle now. If you asked for your dream car, clean your garage, make space. If you asked for the ideal partner, empty a drawer in your closet so they have room. Sleep on one side of the bed. If you asked for money, organize your wallet. These physical actions tell your subconscious, I really believe it is coming. I'm getting ready today. It is an active faith, not a passive one, and it is very fun. It keeps you in a high vibration. By aligning your physical environment with your expectation, you anchor the reality of your dream into the present moment. You are no longer waiting for a possibility. You are preparing for an inevitability that is already on its way now. Step 8. The collapse of time, the final gratitude. Imagine that you enter Amazon or any online store. You find the product you've been looking for years, your dream. You put it in the cart, fill in your details, and click Buy. At that precise moment, the screen changes and a message appears. Thank you for your purchase. Your order has been processed and is on its way in this world today. Crucial question. At that moment, you still don't have the product in your hands. Physically, it's in a warehouse hundreds of miles away. However, are you still worried? Are you still looking for the product in other stores? Do you doubt if it will be yours? No, you relax. You feel satisfaction. You feel that the matter is closed now. You are even able to tell a friend, I already bought such a thing. You speak in the past tense, even though the object is in the future. That state of certainty and relaxation is what we call the collapse of time. For your mind, the waiting time is irrelevant. Welcome to Step 8. We have reached the top of the mountain today. You have walked the path of awakening, cleaning, definition, emotion, identity, action, and patience. Now you must do the only thing left so that the cosmic delivery person can drop the package at your door, sign the receipt. And in the language of the universe, the signature is not ink. It is a frequency called perpetual gratitude now. In the reverse physics of gratitude. Let's go back to the old programming. The Newtonian model, the victim's model, says, when something good happens, then I will give thanks. Cause, gift, night arrow effect, gratitude. In this model, gratitude is a reaction to an external event. It is passive. The quantum model, the creator's model, says, I will give thanks and then today. Then something good will happen. Cause, gratitude, night arrow effect, gift. In this model, gratitude is a generating force. It is active. Why? Because emotionally and vibratorially, gratitude is the chemical signature that the event has already occurred. Your subconscious doesn't know how to thank for something that doesn't exist now. If you give thanks truly, your subconscious deduces, If we are grateful, it's because the dream is already here. In that moment, your reality reorders itself. Gratitude closes the circuit. While you ask, you affirm lack. When you thank, you affirm possession. Step 8 is not a courtesy. It is a technological tool for you today. It is the enter command on the keyboard. You can write the code, but until you press enter, the program does not run. Gratitude executes the program. By thanking in advance, you bridge the gap between the invisible and the visible, commanding the field to mirror the completeness you already feel within your soul and mind now. The Collapse of Time, Zero Distance. The title of this chapter is The Collapse of Time. What does this mean? Psychological time is the distance between desire and satisfaction. If I am thirsty and drink water in 3 hours, there is time. If I drink now, the distance is 0. When you live in, I want this, you create time. You push your dream into the future today. But when you enter deep gratitude, you feel satisfaction now. Energetically, you are already living the dream. You have eliminated the distance. You have brought the future to the present. Divine paradox. When you no longer need the future to arrive to feel good, the future rushes toward you at a dizzying speed in your life now. Need creates resistance. Gratitude creates flow. If you manage to wake up and feel genuinely grateful for your perfect health, even if your knee hurts, you are collapsing the healing time. Your body doesn't have to wait to produce health chemistry. You are giving it already. That chemistry is the healing. It is happening today. 3. The state of Shabbat. It is done. In mystical tradition, we speak of Shabbat. It does not refer to a day of the week, but to a state of consciousness. In Genesis, it is said that God created the world in 6 days, and on the 7th he rested. Why? Was he tired? No. He rested because the work was finished. There was nothing more to do for the creation now. Step 8 is entering your personal Shabbat. You have done the work. You have planted, watered, and cleaned. Now you must rest in the certainty that it is done. Perpetual gratitude is that rest. When you continue to worry, you are still working. That means you don't believe it is finished. When you thank, you let go of the oars today. Say to Father, thank you. I know you have heard me. I know the machinery is in motion. I withdraw and prepare to receive. That state of confident calm is the highest vibration a human can emit. It is absolute faith, and absolute faith moves mountains. If you ask once and then spend the rest of the days thanking, that is faith now. V. The alchemy of appreciation. The word appreciate has 2 meanings: to give thanks and to increase in value. When you thank something, you make it increase in value and presence in your life. If you thank for the $10 you have, they become 100. If you complain, they become 0. That which you put your gratitude into grows in your experience today. That which you put your complaint into decreases. This is attention engineering. Your mind, governed by the reticular activating system, looks for what you value. If you start a gratitude journal, your brain becomes a blessing scanner. It finds a coin, a smile, a parking spot. As the universe is a mirror, it gives you more now. It gives you more reasons to be grateful. It is a virtuous circle. Gratitude, Itaro. More abundance, Itaro. More gratitude, Itaro. More abundance. You want to enter that cycle and never leave. By constantly acknowledging the good, you anchor your consciousness in a frequency of plenty, making you a literal magnet for every blessing available today. V. Unconditional gratitude, the master level. Here comes the trial by fire. It is easy to give thanks for a raise, but the quantum engineer gives thanks even when everything seems to go wrong. This is unconditional gratitude. It is thanking for the problem. Thank you for this layoff, for I know it is pushing me toward my true purpose. You turn lead into gold now. Thank you for this relationship crisis, for it is bringing to light what we must heal. When you thank the problem, you take the energy away from it and transfer it to the solution. You neutralize the negative charge. The Bible says, "Give thanks in everything." Not for everything, but in the middle of any situation today. Gratitude is the shield that prevents negativity from penetrating your subconscious. If you are grateful, you are invulnerable. Nothing can break your spirit. From that invulnerability, you can solve anything. By maintaining your high frequency, regardless of the storm, you command the elements of your life to realign in peace now. The danger of almost aborting at the end. In the final stage, right before physical manifestation, a final test often occurs. The ego sees that it is about to die, because if your dream is fulfilled, your old victim identity dies. So the ego launches a last attack. It makes you feel ingratitude, envy, or extreme impatience. I've been thanking for so long and it's not here today. That thought is pure poison. The moment you say it's not arriving, you are affirming absence. You are cancelling the order. To avoid this, practice gratitude for the invisible. Imagine your dream is a package coming from China. It takes a month. After 3 weeks, you don't say, "I've been scammed." You know it's near now. You say, "It must be at customs. It's already close." Keep that attitude. "Thank you because I know it is in spiritual customs. Thank you because I can almost touch it." That persistence in gratitude is what pushes the package through the last barrier of density. Hold your position until the invisible becomes visible in your hands today. Ibib, Daily Protocol, the Lifestyle of Gratitude. Step 8 is not a one-time technique. It is a way of breathing. I propose 3 sacred rituals. 1. The Book of Positive Aspects. Morning. Before looking at your phone, write 5 things you are grateful for in your present. Then write 5 things you are grateful for in your future. Mix them until your brain can't tell the difference now. 2. The Appreciation Walk. Afternoon. Play the beauty spy. Find beautiful things and thank them mentally. Thank you for that tree. Thank you for that child's laughter. This raises your vibration instantly and connects you with life. 3. The Gratitude Stone. Night. Before sleeping, find the best thing that happened today now. Say thank you with all your heart for that one moment, then sleep. This programs your subconscious to spend 8 hours processing gratitude instead of worries. You will wake up with a higher vibration. These consistent habits weave a net of light around your life, ensuring that you remain in the flow of universal abundance today. Vait, the side effect, the end of suffering. Beyond manifesting cars or money, Step 8 gives you the greatest gift, happiness now. If you live in perpetual gratitude, it is impossible to be unhappy. Unhappiness requires you to focus on what is missing. Gratitude requires you to focus on what is there. They cannot coexist. If you master Step 8, you have won the game today. You will be happy with or without the desire. And the final cosmic irony is this: only when you are totally happy without your desire does the desire run into your arms. Because there is no longer resistance. There is no more sticky need. There is only pure flow. The universe, money and health all love happy people now. Win the final surrender, letting go of the balloon. Imagine your desire is a helium balloon. You have written your wish on it and inflated it with emotion. But you are holding it tight with your hand. You are afraid to let go. What if it gets lost? As long as you hold it, the balloon cannot fly. It stays on the ground with you. Step 8 is the final act. Opening your hand now. It is letting go of the balloon. As you watch it rise to the sky, you smile and say, "Thank you, it is done." You know the universe has captured it. You no longer have to worry about it. The wind takes over. You return to your life whistling, knowing the answer will come as a rain of blessings. Letting go is trusting today. Letting go is knowing that your order has been registered and that logistics are not your problem. Your problem is to be happy today. By surrendering the how and when to the infinite intelligence of the field, You allow the most perfect version of your dream to manifest in ways more magnificent than you could have imagined now. Conclusion: you are the portal. We have reached the end of the map. Close your eyes for a moment and breathe. Feel the air entering your lungs. Feel the weight of your body. Feel your heartbeat. It seems like the same body that started reading this book. It seems like the same room. It seems like the same life. But do not be fooled by appearances. Nothing is the same today, because you are not the same. When we began this journey, you saw yourself as a small, separate entity, lost in a vast and sometimes hostile universe, desperately trying to reach a better future that seemed miles away. You saw yourself as someone who had to struggle to get, ask to receive, and wait to have. You know the truth now. That vision was an optical illusion. You are not a small boat lost in the ocean. You are the ocean contained in a drop. The title of this conclusion is, You Are the Portal. I want you to understand this with every cell of your body. There is no out there where your dreams are stored. There is no warehouse in the sky for your success today. God does not store Ferraris, perfect health, and great loves in a vault waiting for you to behave well. All of that exists as frequency, as a wave, as pure possibility, and it exists through you. You are the most sophisticated technological instrument of creation. You are the biological transducer. You are the bridge to matter now. Your function is to take the invisible energy of the quantum field, your thoughts and emotions, and slow down its speed until it becomes solid matter. You are the exact point where heaven touches earth. You are the portal through which the future enters the world. If the portal is closed by fear or guilt, the future remains invisible today. If the portal is open through gratitude, faith, and inspired action, the future rushes into physical reality. Therefore, the search is over. You no longer have to go anywhere. You no longer have to look for anything outside of yourself. All you need to do is keep the portal clean and open. Keep your observer awake and clear now. Keep your signal clean, keep your coordinate clear, keep your fuel ignited, keep your identity elevated, keep your action inspired, keep your trust in the darkness, and keep your perpetual gratitude. If you do this, your life will stop being an uphill struggle and will become a dance. You will stop chasing butterflies today. You will start cultivating the garden, so they come to you. You will become what the alchemists called the philosopher's stone, the one whose mere presence turns the lead of difficult circumstances into the gold of opportunity. I have one last warning for you, quantum engineer. You are going to close this book and return to the world now. You will turn on the television and see news of crises. You will talk to your neighbor and hear complaints. You will receive a bill. The old world will try to seduce you into falling back asleep. It will try to hypnotize you again with fear and scarcity. It will tell you to be realistic. In that moment, remember who you are today. Do not yield. Do not lower your guard. You are the guardian of your own frequency. If the world is crazy, you be the sanity. If the world is afraid, you be the faith. If the world is poor, you be the wealth. Do not wait for the world to change for you to change. The world is a mirror. It cannot change first. You lead the way now. Change yourself, hold your high note, and watch with awe as the mirror has no choice but to reorder itself, to reflect your new magnificence. You are in the second half of your life. You already played the game of the victim. You already played the game of useless effort. That game no longer amuses you. The master's game starts today. The game of intentional creation is the most fun game there is. Play it with joy. Play it with detachment. Play it with love. Your dreams are not yours by chance. They were given to you because you have the capacity to manifest them. Desire is the proof of capacity. If you can dream it, you can sustain it. Go out there now. Open your arms and let the future find you, because you, dear friend, are already ready. You are clean. You are tuned. You are the portal. Thank you for allowing me to accompany you in this awakening. Now go and make it happen. The universe is waiting for your command. Your masterpiece of a life begins at this very moment today.